All right. What's up, y'all? I need some advice, or maybe this is just a diary. I got my chili Mountain Dew, like Christmas morning in Aspen, and I'm smoking because, like, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So bear with me in this one. All right. Most of y'all probably know that I do a lot for charity. Um, it all started with running 5Ks, but like if I'm going to do any type of competition, I'd rather it be involved with charity. So I've done some of that. I've done swimming, I've done biking, I've done a couple actual races. I know I'm skipping one. I love doing stuff for charity. I love that I get a medal so I can remember it. I can hang it up on the wall and display it. Looks like I'm doing a bunch of cool stuff. I am doing a bunch of cool stuff. I could probably, not to put anyone down, but I could probably say, even though like my gym's small time and I'm an individual, I have worked with more charities than any other gym or probably all the gyms combined in my city or in my regional area. And that's not exaggerating. Like we're talking over 60 different charities. All right. I'm going to keep talking and this thing's going to keep going out and then the video is going to suck. I did do one other thing besides the races and all that. And that's that I camped outside to raise money for homeless people. And I did that about 2 years ago. The charity was Covenant House. I forget how I found them, to be honest with you. But as I'm looking into them, what I realized is it's targeted for a group of people. So like Covenant House creates a package of materials that like informs you about all the homelessness in America. Like, you know, if we were to say like 1 in 10 people don't know where they're sleeping tonight in New York City, stuff like that. And what they do is they try to, you get like a church group together, and prior to doing this sleep out or camp out or whatever they call it, you'd raise money. It reminded me of Boy Scouts. It's like you try to get people to donate. I don't think they're actually even buying anything. You try to donate. You raise so much money, you get a little ribbon, you get a sticker. You know what I mean? Well, my thoughts in doing it was like I like Naked and Afraid and Alone. I always want to say Survivor, but I never really watched Survivor. That was more of a reality show. But I think you guys get what I'm saying. I like those survival type shows, and I'd like to do it probably later in life. But in my head, I was like, let's just start practicing. So when I found Covenant House, I was like, I'm going to stay outside and do like a survival thing in my backyard where all I take is a tarp and my sleeping bag. And there's like 1 or 2 other things. And I'm going to make myself survive at night. And it was 34 degrees out that night. Like that's as low as it got. So it was pretty cold. But I built a fire. I got real obsessed with like trying to make the tarp to where it would hold the heat and all. And in reality, my sleeping bag would have kept me warm even without the fire. But it was a cool little thing that I did. And man, we're going on 3 years now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It ends. I get a little pin and whatever. Time goes by. They never leave me alone. Constantly getting, I'm talking like every day I'm either getting an email, a text, or a letter in the mail from them, or a phone call. Every day. Like, it goes quiet for like a month or 2 after I do it, and then it just starts picking, it's getting crazy. It's like every day. It slows down a little bit. I didn't necessarily want to opt out of everything because I wanted to do it. I figured I'd do it again that next year. But as the year went on, I was like, this is ridiculous how much money they're wasting on trying to contact me. Like, I'm not exaggerating when I say I've probably thrown away, well, now I guarantee I've thrown away over 100 letters. Like, it's insane. So I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to opt out. So I get a text and I'm like, stop. Like normally that's how you tell it. Keep getting text. Keep getting text. Try stop. Try unsubscribe. Try this. Try that. Eventually I text them back and I'm like, listen, I'm not going to do this again. Here's why I did it. I did it as a solo person and everything. I didn't throw it out that they were bugging me too much, I don't think, in this text. I was like, I'm only doing this as a solo person. I'm not a group. This was a one-time, one-and-done thing. Can y'all please quit contacting me? Put me on your do not contact list. I think I got one or two more texts from then. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I ended up blocking the number or it's marked as spam. I'm always getting spam texts and I don't bother looking at that folder. So I ought to go through that and see if it's still there. Still getting phone calls. What's even worse about the phone calls is I work fucking nights. So I'm not getting them at a convenient time for me, if that makes sense. It will wake me up and shit. Still getting letters. Matter of fact, I should have grabbed it right now. Still getting letters. I am going to grab it right now. So we're 2.5 going on. It was in October when I did it. So we're going on 3 years. Here's another one of my letters that I got from these goofballs just this morning. Now, as you can tell, I'm kind of frustrated with this. My leading frustration is I believe this was a charity and I participated and put on, like, spread the word to other people, let them know that this existed so where they could do it or they could take it to their church and all this. And now I'm at the point where it looks like a fucking scam. Like, the more pissed off I got, the more I get to looking at their history. And it's like they've been in financial trouble multiple times. Like, all their CEOs have gotten arrested and shit like that. It's crazy. So I think about 4, 5, 6 months ago, I'm like, all right, I'm pissed off. And now I know y'all are a scam. I'm going to start doing shit back. Someone calls and leaves a fucking voicemail. I call back and leave a nasty voicemail. And I'm like, stop contacting me. I'm sick of this crap. Stop contacting me. Y'all are harassing me. This goofball then returns, and I literally said in the phone, I was like, do not call me back. You already have my information. You have my name because you called me. Take my number off. You've got this number that's calling you, which is the same number. Take it off. This freaking goofball then proceeds to call me at like 7 or 8 at night, if I remember. It was after the business was going. They called me from their personal line. And if I remember right, the name is Eva Hudson. Like, because when I call, it's like, Eva Hudson is not available right now. I could be wrong. It could be their business line. I don't know. I'm only trying to call them back at 3 a.m. now. And when I call them back, I might sing to them. They might get to hear my podcast. They might get to hear the radio for 5 minutes. I don't know. They get what they want. A couple times I've been like, Eva, why aren't you answering your phone? I know the first time I called, I was like, man, your dumbass didn't freaking call me from your personal line, did you? Well, whatever. That one goes. Eva Hudson has not returned my calls now. I need to give her a call. Matter of fact, when I'm off here, I think I'm going to do that. But let me bring it up to date. I keep calling Eva Hudson. Nothing's happened. Nothing's happened. I'm still getting these letters in the mail. The texts, they're going to spam or whatever. The emails, whatever. I go to their Facebook and I'm like, y'all quit contacting me, please. Like, I comment on something and I message them. Please quit contacting me. I start realizing there's 20 other people commenting the same shit as me. Like, this is an ongoing problem. I get another letter in the mail a couple days after that. There's a name on the return sender, and it's Bill Bedrossian, if I'm saying that right. If you're curious, just message me and I'll be happy to provide you with the information. I Google it, it's the CEO. I scroll down on Google and I have their contact information. I have his wife's contact information. I look him up on Facebook and I comment on his page. Hey, Bill. He posted a picture of his kids and they're running through. It looked like a scene from the beginning of Gladiator, you know, where he's walking through with the sunflowers and he's touching them. It looked like these kids were doing all that. And I commented, I'm like, Bill, See, you're the CEO of Covenant House. You were the return sender on this letter that I got. I've been trying to get on the do not call list for 3 years. I've responded by mail, text, email, and phone asking not to be contacted anymore, and I continue to be contacted. In my efforts with social media, I've noticed you got a lot more people having the same problem as me. What's going on, Bill? Let's get this resolved. Obviously, I don't get any response. Pretty sure I sent him a message too. Not positive. Don't get any response. I've had a couple things going on in my life to where I hadn't been thinking about it, kind of forgot about it, till I came home today. And I get this stupid letter again. All right, Bill, I'm coming back to your page. So I go back to Bill's page. When I go back to Bill's page, one of his friends has commented below me, Bill, you need to ask your grandson how to block people. So I commented this morning, why you want to block people? I wish I could block Covenant House from contacting me. Then I post a picture of the letter saying, hey, I'm still getting these stupid letters. Then I called Bill. You know how I said I got his contact information from Covenant House? I called him. And obviously he didn't answer, but his voicemail acknowledges it's who I think it is. He's like, this is Bill Bedrossin, and I'm unable to answer the phone right now, but you leave your name and your number and I'll return your call. So I left him a message. I was like, hey, this is Justin. Contacted you on Facebook 2 weeks ago and you ignored me. Covenant House been blowing my stuff up for whatever. I've asked to not be contacted through all these different methods. Don't ignore me because this is going to keep happening and we're going to get this resolved. So as I bring this story to y'all, I got questions or advice. One, am I overreacting? I do have a tendency to not let things go. And I mean, I could easily just toss this letter into the trash. I don't want to though, because I think they're scamming people. I don't think that they are they're intentionally trying to bring more money in so they can intentionally misuse more money. That's what I think is going on. Like when you see something unethical, it's a trickle-down thing, typically, in my opinion. But I mean, what do you guys think? You guys think I'm overreacting? What would you do? I think I've told you about everything I'm at. So right now, where I'm at in the situation is I've left a voicemail for the CEO of Covenant House. I guess I'm going to see if he calls me back. I don't know. I don't think he will. But if he does, that'd be great. And I could be like, listen, just get me off this thing and we could all be done and move on with our lives. But if he doesn't, and if I continue to get more letters, see, I was kind of hoping I'd comment that on Bill's page 2 weeks ago and maybe he doesn't respond, but he like calls his headquarters and he's like, y'all got some lunatic commenting on my page. Get this name out of our system. I've been cool with that. Clearly that wasn't the case. So if I continue to get letters, Bill doesn't respond, what should I do? What should I do?